It really can't be understated how much of a disaster the Aquaman 2 movie is. Oh my gosh. So, over the last few days, it's just been report after report of destruction. And of course, we've had it all on Fandom Pulse, your most trusted name in comic and, of course, entertainment news all around. So, go to fandompulse.com. Make sure to bookmark that for your morning news. Now, it started out with Jason Momoa saying he's probably never going to return to the Aquaman role. Of course, we kind of already knew this as James Gunn's rebooting the DC universe. We knew that everything's getting scrapped because it's just been a complete train wreck since Zack Snyder's Justice League was a crappy movie. Let's be honest, guys. The Snyder cut didn't do any favors towards it whatsoever. Now, Aquaman 1 was actually an okay movie, but the problem is Amber Heard had a huge role in it. And of course, it's rumored now that Amber Heard's got a huge role in this one, too. There's actually a review embargo on it, which I'm going to get to in a moment, but it gets worse from there, guys. So brace with me. This is a woke leftist political movie at the end of the day, and that's what Aquaman is pushing. All right, hit the like and subscribe button if you've not already done so. Really appreciate you guys being here. Welcome to the channel. All right. So the rumor is that Warner Brothers has a review embargo on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom to hide Amber Heard's major involvement. This comes from that Umbrella guy, who's somewhat of an Amber Heard expert. He, of course, covered the trial, got a bunch of mentions in the Netflix special, and was actually mentioned in several of the case proceedings there by Amber Heard, claiming that, of course, she was getting harassment for all the crap she was pulling with Johnny Depp. So what he says here is the Aquaman 2 review embargo ends at the same time it pops into theaters. I think Warner's wants to hide the Amber Heard news as long as possible, possibly hoping to trick audiences. I really hope that removing Mira was an advertising stunt because that'll be a disaster. If you look at the advertising and all that, they tried to downplay her involvement and act like Amber Heard was really not in the film all that much and acted like they were cutting out most of her scenes from it. Now, they weren't going to remove her entirely, we knew that, but they were trying to downplay the actress's involvement as much as possible. Looks like she actually had a pretty substantive role in the film from early reviews, and this is what that Umbrella guy's speculating at this point. The film's lying to audiences in order to try to get people in at the last moment. Now, they already have written this off as a complete disaster. It's going to make maybe $35 million on its opening weekend, which is a train wreck, especially for a Christmas movie time of year. Remember that the first Aquaman grossed over $1 billion, so this is going to be something that is absolutely heavily effects laden and an expensive budget and is going to crash much like the Marvels and much like the Flash. But they are, of course, instead of marketing, because they're trying to not do much marketing on this film because they're embarrassed by it, they're trying to do this anti-marketing campaign in hopes that word of mouth just spreads. But since they've got a review embargo, that word of mouth's not going to spread, which means they know that it's going to get panned by critics. Now, I've seen people talking about it and being frustrated with the review embargo. The last time that a major studio did a review embargo like this was X-Men Dark Phoenix, which was a travesty of a movie also. So you can understand that when they do this and they don't want word out ahead of time, they know for a fact that it's going to get panned because it's a bad movie. So Umbrella Guy continues. He says, obviously, we know that she's in the movie, but the question is how long? Warner spent the last few months trying to say to the world, not very. If that marketing was a lie, woe be it, because this will be a mess. But it becomes an even bigger mess, as I've actually seen some lower reviews of the movie, despite the embargo, have just not been lifted yet. Aquaman and Lost Kingdom already opening with a 36% Rotten Tomatoes on a absolute disaster. But the reviews that are out there show that this is just one big woke message about climate change. So they are pushing this narrative that the globalists always want to push, that climate change is the villain. We have to stop it. The poor undersea creatures are going to have to stop the humans, of course, right, from destroying the environment. That's what we're going to get here right before Christmas. That's what everybody wants to see, another climate change message. They keep saying the oceans are rising, everything's going to be destroying, and of course it's never happened. I remember they said that this year was going to be the last year we were going to be underwater, and of course that didn't happen. So they're pushing the lying narrative agenda of politics to try to brainwash people through this movie, and they're of course putting the entertainment and the fun factor second. So you get Jason Momoa into this climate change messaging, you get Amber Heard in her role that's way expanded compared to what you thought it was going to be. Gosh, you're just going to be reminded that this is not a fun movie whatsoever. They always say it's the death of the superhero genre, that it's superhero fatigue, but it's not that. It's just that they keep making bad films that people don't like in the superhero genre. If they actually made a good movie, if they actually made something that people wanted, if they didn't try to hit us over the head with their left-wing politics, gosh, maybe they'd have something that would actually win for once. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.